Hello my boss slaymates, it is time for another video. As you can see, it is a different background. I'm actually in my mom's classroom filming a video, so if you all happen to hear any noise in the background, it is after school, so you may hear teachers laughing and talking or whatever, kids, you know, teachers, kids, whatever. Anyway, so if you are not a member of my Patreon, I highly suggest going into the description box and becoming a member. Just as little as $25 a month, you can get guides and vendor lists and social media templates. If you become a silver or platinum member, you get way more than that. But if you have looked at previous videos and you have clicked on links for freebies, those are now only available to my Patreon members, so be sure to click the link in the description box so you can see what it takes to become a member and what you can get. Alright, so as you can hear, lots of noise. Sorry you guys, let's go ahead and do this quick video. So as you already know, I am pregnant. I have really bad pregnancy brain, so I will be looking down a lot at my notes. Today we are going to be talking about something very important. As promised, we are going to be talking about how you can make a profit in your online boutique. And as you know, I go way deeper than most people. We're not going to talk about surface stuff like, you know, selling this and selling that and whatever, or advertising, you know, little simple stuff. We're going to go a little bit deeper. So the very first way that you can make a profit in your online boutique is something that I preach over and over and over again. I have said it in I don't know how many videos, and I'm sorry to be a broken record, but it is highly important, and people for whatever reason seem to not get it. You have to know your customer. You need to know who you are selling to. There is no way you can make a good profit or make a good amount of money if you do not know who you are selling to. If you are just trying to buy things that are trendy that you see on Instagram, or you're just trying to buy things because you see celebrities wearing it, that's not how it works. You need to know who you are selling to, so that way you will know what to buy in order to appeal to that customer and get that customer to become a loyal customer and purchase from you all the time. Excuse me. So the main thing you all need to do, if you have not done it yet, even though you should have done it by now if you have watched my videos, you need to create a customer persona or customer avatar, customer profile, whatever you want to call it. It has many different names, but you need to create that. If you have not done that, please do so today. If you want to know how to do that extensively in a really deep way, the way that I did mine, be sure to either do one of two things. You can either become a member of my Patreon and watch the buying masterclass there, or if you just want the buying masterclass and you don't want to become a member, send me a DM on Instagram. I will send you an invoice and you can just get the masterclass for $20, and that will be the end of it. You won't have to be a member. But I don't see why you would do that when you could just become a member, pay a little bit more than that, and get way more than just one class. Alright, so next, in order to run a successful boutique and to make a profit, you need to know your numbers. Hold on a second, y'all. Okay, sorry. I had the janitor came in and had to get the trash. So what I was saying was, you need to know your numbers. I've mentioned this in other videos before, but the only way that you can really make a profit and figure out if you are actually making a profit, first of all, is if you know your numbers. You need to analyze your numbers. You need to know what is going in and out of your business. You need to know your expenses. You need to know your conversion. You need to know your margin. You need to know your markup. You need to know everything about boutique math, or just math in general. But there are some things that you do in certain businesses that you wouldn't do in others. So that's why I say you need to know boutique math. And of course, I have a video for that. Only thing you need to do is click the link right up here. If I do not link it up here, check the description box. I've gotten very lazy lately about putting links up here, but if I don't put one up here, check in the description box. You will get a link in there for my boutique math video. If you are a Patreon member, you will have the boutique math guide in the membership part, or whatever it's called, membership post. You can get the math guide there as well, and it goes into more detail and gives you way more definitions and examples and things like that of things that we do not talk about in that boutique math video. So another part that you need to know about where your money goes, you need to also know, what your best source, best sources are when it comes to your traffic. You need to know what drives traffic to your website. You need to know what your top sellers are, what your worst sellers are, what your top vendors are, what your top classification is. If you don't know what a classification is, something's wrong. So therefore, you need to know all of these things when it comes to knowing your numbers and making a profit for your business. And also, one question that I have asked a lot of my clients and other people that I just talk to for advice is, how often do you even go over your reports? Do you look at them daily, weekly, monthly? What do you look at? Or do you not look at them at all? If you are not looking at your numbers, or you're barely looking at them, I'm sorry, there is no way you are or will ever make a profit. So you need to know your numbers, analyze your numbers, and know what these definitions are of certain boutique math standards. One quote that I got up here, which I forgot all about, it says that your numbers tell your boutique's story, and it also tells your story as an owner. So if you do not know what your conversion rate is, for example, or you do not know what your margin is, and if your margin or your markup is higher, what is that saying about you as a business owner? Number one is saying you're being lazy. I'm gonna be real with you. You're being lazy, and you're also not being, you're being a entrepreneur, basically. You want to succeed and you want to make money, but you're not doing what an entrepreneur would do, which is analyzing your numbers. So I cannot stress this enough. Know your numbers, analyze your numbers, become a better business woman / man, you know. So let me give you an example. If your traffic is low, because I have had people ask me, you know, why they're not getting a lot of traffic to their website. That means you aren't marketing your boutique, but you won't know if your traffic is low if you're not comparing your numbers daily, weekly, or monthly, however you're looking at your traffic flow and looking at where your traffic is coming from. You won't know that unless you're looking at it. So if your traffic is low, you need to look at how you're marketing. If your conversions are low, you either have a bad website, bad product descriptions, or you don't know you're a customer. But you won't know if your conversions are low if you don't know what a conversion is, and you don't know what your goal conversion is. So you all need to know your numbers. I will also be hosting a masterclass later on this month all about copywriting, because copywriting is a huge part of conversion. If you don't know what copywriting is, I'm talking about product descriptions, Instagram captions, and maybe your email subjects and your emails bodies. So we're going to talk about all about copywriting in my masterclass at the end of this month. You will only get to see that if you are a Patreon member. So click that link down there. I'm telling you, you are missing out on a lot of stuff for a small price. So now you know your customer, you know your numbers. Now you have to create content that appeals to your audience and entices them to buy. Once you have created that, you need to plan out your content. So you have your content and everything. Now you need to plan it out. Why is planning tying in with making a profit? It saves you time, and time is what? Money. So you should have a scheduler, a content calendar, and times set aside for you to get that done. I use a scheduler called AppHigh. That link will be in the description box as well. If you click on that link, you'll get a discount through me if you want to use it. It can schedule your Instagram posts, your Instagram stories, your IGTV, Facebook, and Twitter. So be sure to click that link down there so you can learn more about that scheduler that I use. I also do have my own content calendar. If you do not have a content calendar, I will have a way for you all to actually in the next video of all about content creation and how you can use a content calendar to schedule out your posts, so that way you won't have to be spending so much time every day and racking your brain and being stuck on what to post on your social media. So planning out your content, it also gives you a total view of your social media, and it helps you determine what emails you should send, and it also helps you determine what promos you should run. If you look at what holidays are coming up, what silly holidays are coming up, what's going on around you on other websites, things of that nature. So if you have all of that planned for at least a week, you're able to plan out everything else in your business as well, and you're able to analyze your data better. So plan out your posts as well as create a content calendar. Now, not all online boutiques mark down items, but I also know some boutiques who not only they don't mark down, they don't have clearance at all. But those that do and are successful, the next thing they do that you should do if you are trying to make a profit is to have a markdown schedule. When you receive an item, not only should you price it out and all that stuff, but you should also figure out right then a plan of action of what would be your lowest price that you would go on this item and when you would mark it down. You should also have an overall markdown schedule. So will you do maybe 2 clearance sales a year, kind of like how Victoria's Secret does their semi-annual sales? Will you do one every time the season ends? Will you do one on just items every 30 days? Like if an item is 30 days old, you're going to go ahead and mark it down. What are you going to do to mark down your items? Now, once again, you don't have to, but a lot of places do, just to go ahead and get things out the door. But one important tip is that you definitely need to know your average turn rate. That's another boutique math term. You don't know what a turn rate is, you need to become a member of my Patreon and get that boutique guide, because that's really something that you really got to know. You have to know your turn rate, especially if you're making a markdown schedule. Another way that you can learn about your turn rate is to also grab my newest product. I have a boutique planner. I have spent about 6-7 months on this particular item, and it is now ready for release. So make sure you all click that link in the description box so you can preview my boutique planner. It is just for online boutique owners to plan out their days, weeks, months, and their years. And I do have a lot in there about turn rates. So those are 4 ways that I know a lot of people have not thought of when it comes to making a profit in your boutique. And that is know your customers, know your numbers, have a markdown schedule, and plan out your content. And to tie into this, my next video, which will be next Monday, will be all about how to figure out what to post on Instagram consistently, especially when you're stuck and you don't know what to post, like we were talking about earlier. So the video coming up on Thursday, I will be doing a part 3 for my vendor series. As you all know, I did one for beginners, I did one for urban and plus, and now my 3rd one coming up on Thursday will be all about shoe vendors. So we're going to walk through Fashion Go Again, and I will show you all 2 shoe vendors, and then that next Monday we'll go into the what to post on Instagram when you're stuck. Alright you guys, so that is the video for today. If you all have any questions, leave them in the comments, DM me on Instagram like you all have been doing at royal_aries325, and I will see you all in the next video on Thursday. Bye.